cheese comes back, which they literally made their name behind, right? But this is a tall order. And actually just seeing the KO come out here, seeing almost
oyunun arayüzü Apex andırmıyor mu sana da?
Sufficiency from Stax's gameplay is something that's
Apex
so
abi, ilk
exciting
Apex
to see.
zamanı.
Well, let's get it underway. Vision Strikers starting out on the attack inside that KO.
Ya peki benim Ejderha niye healer'a gitti de şimdi Phantom'a gitmedi ya?
O random galiba tamam.
He's winning hearts and minds, be it fans, be it other teams. Hell, be it the features team. They seem to like him too. But the boy puts on a show, but now it is time to step to the stage, right? This is where it all comes down. All that build-up, all that hype. And we look towards what looks like an A-piece.
They're actually one member of Fnatic, I guess, on guard here. Close to back behind screens. Try and deal with this drone again, deny some of the information, but it's like Vision Strikers semi-committed right now. At least going to push their way through. A little shock dart set up here.
Ejderhalara bak.
Nothing achieved on the back of it, and the plant will come through unopposed. But a three-man flank actually coming through spawn here.
Yeah, that's building, I don't want to say quietly, it's not so quiet. They're going to eventually realize something. And keep in mind, this has to have been called out now. The audio cue has been noted. 2 players seen, now 3. And it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade out. Fnatic actually win the fight to try and pinch in towards this site. A fight needs to be won by Vision Strikers, and it's just not. Stax now surrounded. Fnatic off to a fiery start. I can hear him behind me. These boys mean business.
A beautiful retake. I mean, strength in numbers on that flank, and again, just overwhelming that control that they had towards that belt area. And unfortunately, I think Vision Strikers, again, they have the right idea. They try and counterbalance that, pivot towards playing towards spawn a little more aggressively, but Boaster holds the line, man. Really, really nice round for Fnatic.
And I want you to kind of expand a little on what you talked about Fnatic. Now they've had some time in the lab maybe to kind of rethink things, bring something new to the plate, kind of work through some of those issues that maybe we'd noted, because Vision Strikers, I feel, are very similar in that regard, but they've not had to do this. They still hold that such a high regard for themselves.
I mean, regardless of previous performance and all that, I still hail.
Arkadaşlar kusura bakmazsanız eğer ben Vision Strikers tutuyorum.
I think you'd have a hard time arguing otherwise, but Vision Strikers on the other side of that, again, stylistically, this is a fantastic matchup. To see some of those, intricate setups, those set pieces that are so beautiful to watch. Actually, open things up here, Lauren.
Sikimde değil.
Look, we have Sheriff's Classics. I'm not taking too much into this round. I just want to see it clean for Fnatic. That's about what you'd want out of these rounds if you are going to go for that investment, of course. You want to keep, I'd say, bare minimum 3 alive, but if Vision Strikers can chip away at that, that'd be quite exciting. But this is truly a thinking man's game. And already Boaster going to catch luck here, so that's been dealt with. But you can see the attempt is on the other side. But that spike plant being a little elusive for now.
Again, the snake bite going to...
Güzel, bombamızı kuralım, paralarımızı alalım. Tabii.
Should be too difficult for Fnatic to handle this one. Again, playing pretty cautiously. They didn't want to give away a kill, give away a weapon, and strengthen this position.
Bana ne ya Fobi?
At all, again. Durka and Boaster actually going to come through the spawn here and shut down Marco.
Ben Vision Strikers.
Pretty much immediately. So again, just looking for damage here if it's even possible. Sure, Stax is going to be granted a kill here, but the wall going up is going to pretty much secure this defuse.
If Boaster can play safe, this should be 5 alive, which is very impressive. And actually, Problems Buzz needs to give the life up. He does. Well done to him just to make sure he's keeping in track with the economy. But again, we're looking at this as,
alsın $100 dağıtacağım.
I think anyone coming into this who's been keeping up with the scene, kind of keeping track on where things have gone, Vision Strikers are hailed as potentially a very deep-run team, which I think is a very fair assessment. They are an incredibly strong side. They seem to have the fundamentals down pat. They have no problems in that regard. Fnatic are the ones that we don't know where to put them yet.
I mean, it's tough because, I mean, personally, I think a lot of people agree with this. There's still lots of question marks over Fnatic's performance, I guess, on the international stage. Again, regionally, it's fantastic to see them obviously earlier on in this year. There's been some stumbles along the way, I think that's fair to say. But like I said, I mean, give them 2 or 3 months to work on things. That's when I'm most excited to see what Fnatic bring to the table. C9 Blue Series, I don't think we saw an awful lot of it. There were a couple of small pieces, but...
some, odds and ends.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it just came back to... You look at Fnatic on a round-by-round basis, it's great to watch. It's bigger picture. You look at an entire series, an entire map. That's when you start questioning things.
Okay, now this is the one that should swing favorably towards Vision Strikers. The far more flush purchase comes through up against what's left over, obviously, of that second round that did go handedly into Fnatic's pocket. Durka looking to try and be a bit of a scythe from up top. Can't get it down. It's all away now, give up a little more space. But Vision Strikers, very standard approach for now. Nothing too committed on either side. A little bit of work on both sides of the map.
Let's see a little line up there on towards B side. Going to reveal both Magnum and Mystic's position. And actually, we'll pull Vision Strikers back towards A site. 3 players of Fnatic bunched up, I guess, towards kitchen, boiler, tube, that sort of area
Biraz
here.
nefes alalım.
Against Durka and Boaster. Down on A site. Again, playing a little deeper this time around. They're almost ready to greet them on the back of this Viper wall. Again, actually, the investment will come through. Actually, the Viper on the other side, and I think that's going to tell Fnatic everything they need to know. A 1-for-1 initially, but Boaster will fall.
Wait and see if there is that could be kind of backline wrap coming in. It looks like that's slowly building through mid for now. Vision Strikers has taken the site though. Should be a safe spike plant. I don't think anyone's going to be challenging that. This is the fight that could get interesting, but it's been kept in check. A little low on HP, so could be in danger. You can see him trying to buy time, get some support there. Lucky's trying to get over here. Marco's like, please, man, get moving. Why am I still in this scenario? Magnum trying to do some damage, does well. Durka did connect at the same time, so now we're in a 3v2. Hold on. This is getting dicey, and look at what's left in this. Durka can sit the defuse as best he can. Lucky has had to go superhero mode to try and deny it. It's not working out. Fnatic, they've converted
Ya aga. Ne oldu? Side tarafında ne oldu? Nasıl bir fight oldu da kaybettiler ya?
On the back lines of Vision Strikers again, causing so many issues, eventually getting that kill and then playing that so smart around that pillar. Again, Lakia has to close down that kill at that point. I mean,
EMEA takımlarını desteklerdin, neden Fnatic tutmuyorsun?
Wow, again, just a
Çünkü Vision Strikers'ın bunun şampiyonu olacağını düşünüyorum. Tamam, Fnatic mi tutuyorum?
Okay, I'm going to kind of open this up for a quick time out playing Vision Strikers to a bit more of a wide conversation. Because that Cloud9 blue kind of result definitely weighs on the mind, right? You kind of take that into account, you look through it. The OTs, the 3 maps.
It was worrying.
It was scary.
To watch that, yeah.
Because if you're a Fnatic fan, you've sat there and gone, they've got to have come in well prepared. But that looked okay, as you said. Couple new looks, nothing wild here. But you can't do that.
Ben Vision Strikers tutayım ki Fnatic kazansın. Tabii.
You can't come in going, oh, we can try and play the veto a little bit here. I think you have to show a lot very early on because this could be a quarterfinal matchup, especially with Vision Strikers looking as strong as they have, at least in that full sense game.
Yeah, and I think actually the biggest I think Icebox again on a map by map basis, Durka was lights out against C9 Blue. I think actually in terms of head to head, he was actually ahead on 4 by, and it was by like
Ogi Wtcn 20. ayın kutlu olsun. Çok teşekkürler. Şu an Vision Strikers'a bütün pozitif enerjimi yolluyorum. Önce evrene, evrenden Berlin'e.
They will sit pretty deep in a default, wait to receive some information, and then it's always a stack up towards one side. It's never this kind of there's a lurk through somewhere and somebody capitalizes on a first blood. It's strength in numbers.
Şimdi bu büyüye ne yapacaksınız? Hadi bakalım.
And they are one of the best at doing this. I really don't want to understate how good Vision Strikers are because they truly are a solid side. I think if you want to be conservative, you could sit towards a quarterfinal finish is something.
Türkiye'den evrene, evrenden Berlin'e.
It's the bar for both of these teams.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think that's why all of us are sat here. Yeah, I'm pretty much with you. So we'll have to see what Vision Strikers have adjusted going back in on this purchase now. It's going to have some rough edges around it, but for now, Bud's going to take that first stride towards middle.
Here. Deal with the turret as well. Doma now, you can see him on the X-ray. Drifting beneath boiler.
Gel Magnum, gel. Gel.
Getting a little curious now who actually will win that 1v1. Buzz caught off guard there. Whether they try and reinforce behind this, I'll be just going to swap out a weapon. Now this is the point of the round. We'll sort of drift back over to the other side of the map here. Lucky are going to be trailing behind a little bit. Be interesting here again. Once more, we see Boaster just kind of here, ready to again take first contact. Not necessarily challenge, but this is where Fnatic look best when they receive the information early enough, and we've already seen what they're capable of in a retake here, with a man advantage also.
Yeah, contact now has to fall away. Respect the approach. There's the next layer to this. It's all very choreographed in mind, and you can now see the causation and the effect of it. 15 HP has to force out the heal. So for now, we are in the post plant. Keep in mind, there was the early pick, and you're right, the double flank is now coming to play. Durka's on it.
Şu anda bir yere pushlamaları lazım ya. CT'ye falan pushlasalar mı? Bak RB onu denedi de. Raid'ini aldılar. O sırada CT'den çıksalar ya. Nice Stax. Stax ne yapıyorsun Stax? Biliyorlar infosunu bir de ya.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little unnoted, maybe a little unconsidered. He's going to get one, but the trade seems inevitable, as it is. Mystic is right there. These retakes look formidable for Fnatic.
And it looks completely unpressured as well. It's systematic. Just one by one, they isolate these kills. I'm not sure what Stax thinks is going on there, but again, the counter to this is as soon as they feel that pressure in the backline, they know the flanks coming through, play a little more aggressively towards spawn. Again, you can see RB kind of entertaining that thought, but again, Bosa's position noted, so I'm not sure what Stax's plan is there, but he seems to be completely surprised by the fact that he gets peeked.
So now we already had that timeout quite early on from Vision Strikers. Now this buy, I'm not going to be too, I guess, heavily invested towards. This could be where they could try and investigate where they want to go in the buy round coming up. But these retakes need to be addressed. They need to find an adjustment to that, because now we've seen a little bit of a trend to it, a little bit of a pattern that Fnatic have formed, and it's working. I
mean, the problem being that there is some kind of post-plant utility here in this composition. The issue being already, Fnatic have addressed the backline, right? So Vision Strikers actually, as I said, we're losing out on retakes on site. Hey, let's play a little deeper. Let's plant open. Let's play off the util, and that's now not an opportunity. That's not an option. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that's what I want to see them work out here. I want to see them find that next layer to this, the adjustment. If they keep on to go for that A piece.
Yani grup maçının
right? Like, yes, they get tagged up by Boaster, but
ilk maçta yenildikten sonra pozisyon oyuncunun ailesinden böyle bir tweet atılması. Bilmiyorum ya.
And once again, Vision Strikers just have no territory in these post plants. They are just smothered by all accounts. This is on lighter weaponry, so it shouldn't be so tricky for Fnatic, and you can see confidence starting to brew and build with Durka, just doing great deals of chip damage at the same time. Rest of Fnatic going to try and pinch in on this as well. Yes, Buzz does at least find Magnum, but a quick trade. And look, they've been maintaining numbers. If we're going to start talking economy game as well, this has been very good for Fnatic. We're starting to look at a very commanding scoreline. And this is the Fnatic that we theorized could have made an appearance. We didn't know what was behind that curtain at the start of the show, right? We didn't know if we're going to get the Fnatic who looks a bit everything, but so far, this is now putting all the pressure to Vision Strikers to adjust and make that next step.
I'm not seeing any magic from Fnatic here. It's just fundamentally flawless. Like what they're doing right now in terms of territory control, as you noted. And again, the protocol's in place, pressure towards B. There's already somebody pushing through A. There's this setup towards under kitchen just to address any sort of threat that comes through from Tube. It's actually fantastic. Just sit and watch the minimap in some of these rounds, honestly.
Show me the adjustments now, Vision Strikers.
Ama ona yakışır bir hareket.
Why you hold such high regard here. Everyone looks at you as one of the strongest teams. You've got to find that next layer now, because as it stands, Fnatic are just dragging this game forward. A calm start for them. Testing both sides of the map, kind of the standard approach that we've seen, but we haven't seen over-aggression yet from Fnatic either. They haven't been going on those aggressive plays.
We're at round 6 now, and Vision Strikers' first ultimate cycle just about completing. Now they've got Hunter's Fury, Rez, the Viper's Pit available, Buzz, one off the Blade Storm also. Stax did already use one of his ults earlier on, but like they might explore towards B. Hunter's Fury popped pretty early on. I'm not sure how much damage that's going to do towards B main. Boaster
Eyvah. Nice oğlum. Güzel trade. Ses geldi. Tabi.
Yeah, having to respect that fall away, the KO utility doing exactly what is required of it, but this will at least facilitate the spike plant. But Boaster somehow finding Buzz. I don't know if that was a necessary pickup there. A little maybe overstep on that one, but regardless, we look at what's in front of us now. A 4v4 post plant, but even numbers this time. No early pick for Fnatic. This is the best chance maybe Vision Strikers have, but look at Durka once again working his way around. It does seem as though Durka has gone down, so this is the best shot yet. Larky are forced to invest the ult. This is now the back and forth. Stax through the underhand flash. That could be huge. Magnum goes down. Vision Strikers looking like maybe they found an answer. Unless Doma can do something dirty.
Nice oğlum. Hadi başladı Vision Strikers.
Casualties to get their first round up there. Again, Durka 10-1 right now. Like I said, he did have a very, very impressive performance individually versus C9 Blue on this map. Now on to the operator. So again, a different set of obstacles, early round protocols that Vision Strikers have to adjust to. Two ultimates invested. They do now have the Blade Storm online, the Viper's Pit as well.
But let's talk mind games a bit here, right? First round that worked for Vision Strikers was that B-Fuse that came through. Surely you've got to think they're going to go for this again and again and again now.
I mean, the concern is that they don't, because Durka now can just float around the map and he can address a couple of different angles to shut down a B split or just hold B main like he is now. Again, what's interesting though, no drone invested here, so they've spotted the operator without investing some of this crucial utility that obviously technically other than stacks and flash, they don't really have much to figure out where Durka is in the early round.
And once again we see that similar form starting to build. 3 players towards that A site, a little bit more committed towards the site this time though for Fnatic. This is different from them. You can see them playing in front of Wtcn. It's going to be Doma. Beautiful. Swing from Bosa, good combination, but a better trade comes back out. But then there's Magnum. Trade comes back in from Vision Strikers 2v2 now, but it's the flank coming out in.
Now you've heard the old
get pop. They've got a little bit of cover to play under, and Durka's vision, he can't see it for now. They start to close the gap. Marco's steps being heard here. Mystic going to be closing in slowly but surely. Back of the site, Stacks trying to play around this. Surely in the back of their minds, they know that flank has been present so often. Marco looking for a bit of timing here. He's going to hear those shots coming through.
This is beautiful.
This is a really good concept. Could catch Mystic. Pants down he has. Durka, though, still alive. But looking less likely to do anything with this.
Nice oğlum. Tertemiz.
Nice hold there. Vision Strikers again. Fnatic almost conditioning to be so paranoid of the flank there.
Arda 10 lira bağış atıp Twitch dünyasına laf atılacak en son insana da laf attılar ya. Ahaha. Kendimi zor tutuyorum. Sen nasıl dayanıyorsun? Gerçekten Allah sabır versin abi. Gözlerim bana bu grubun linç ve kaos olmadan bir şey yapamayacakları devam gelmemiş. Teşekkür ederim abi. Sıkıntı yok ya.
Exactly. We've seen Fnatic kind of sit back CT, let them take the site, let the pinch come into play. This time that
Siz hiç olaya dahil olmanıza gerek yok arkadaşlar. Ben gereken cevabı verdim zaten. Eyvallah, sağ ol Arda'cığım. Çok teşekkür ederim. Çok sağ ol.
Blade Storm. Obviously in the hands of Durka, they're going to try and isolate RB here. He's under a lot of pressure here, but
how did he just get? How did he get away with that? No trade, no nothing.
I mean, look at the setup here. Everybody else on Vision Strikers was so deep outside A main. No chance of that trade coming through. Now Durka will roam back towards B, anticipating a rotation.
Evren bizim olayı çaktı galiba. Anca abi ben Türkiye'den Evren'e yolladım, Evren'den Berlin'e. Daha yeni gitti tabi. Bir de delay de var yayında tabi. Tabi.
Do a little chip damage or prevent this spike from being planted for free. Do a little damage now that there's no heal. Will RB off the board?
First big intention shown now by Vision Strikers to end towards that A site. Spike being ferried through, and Boaster this time does slip towards CT, looking towards that top side of Rafters. Should at least allow for a spike plant to come down. Is there any damage to come from this? That's the thing. Vision Strikers should be able to now kind of dig their heels in. Don't let too much slip, but this time 3 players on the way back around. So this puts so much strain towards Marco, who's been dealing with this. He's going to hear the steps. He puts down the utility, trying
illegal Cypher kamerası kullanmışlar. A-Sent maçında.
We'll find Doma initially. Magnum, the one with the rifle. He's going to head up top, see if he can pick off Marco here, but Marco good for a second here. Mystic will fall Lark here as well. Reinforcements on the flank here. Durka and Bosa, the last 2 standing. Durka will find another. Stacks deals with him. Bosa can find any damage on the way out here.
Yeah, marvelous composure from Vision Strikers in this. Yes, they lost 2 players, but Bosa gets caught. Stacks is there, and we have seen Vision Strikers.
Hatırladım bu roundu. Bak şu round. Buraya bir yere koymuştu ya. Hatta dedim bu ne oğlum BBG gibi. Adam canlı yayın yapıyor amına koyayım çocuklara. Daha Riot karar vermemiş ama.
And now I guess, does the pendulum swing back to Fnatic yet, or is this still Vision Strikers needing to do this in gun rounds and kind of build that?
I mean, the problem being, ahead of this spike being planted, and obviously you can look at the composition here and say that yes, without putting a body on flank control, there's no utility for Vision Strikers to fall back on. There's nothing really that, you know, in terms of automation, there's nothing to tell them it's coming. But like I said, Fnatic they haven't kept it secret. They've been very obvious about how willing they are to address the backline and force their way through.
Evet, kamerada kırılmıyormuş bir de. Eğer kırılmayan kamera bug'lı şekilde atıldıysa bence lose sayabilirler bu maçı. Bir de 2-0 kazanılan bir maç da değil yani. 2-1 kazanılan bir maç. Bir de bu yapılan olay son map'te yapılıyor. Breeze map'inde yapılıyor. Nasıl niye yasak? Kamera kırılmıyor oğlum. Şimdi gücüm yok, onu deneyeceğim hazırlanıyorum.
So now, obviously, Vision Strikers can potentially explore mid a little bit, leave one trailing behind. I think actually,
evet, Riot'un da bunu fixlemesi lazım tabii de.
If Fnatic keeps sending bodies that way.
Okay. And an aggressive beginning, maybe? It looks... Durka's there just to kind of back him up. They're aware of this, though. I think they're going to commit much past this line. So orb is recovered for Boaster. And a patient beginning for Vision Strikers once again, going through their traditional kind of protocols that we've now seen in multitudes of rounds.
Yeah, I haven't kept an eye on it, but Doma playing outside kits again do have the benefit of the turret in there. No real need to invest the wall. But whether or not Vision Strikers, like I said, now start exploring mid a little bit. The drone
bakalım, Riot'un kararını bekleyeceğiz.
To pop that Viper's pit. It's just to reinforce this hold on B site.
And I love this. It's just...
Again, no secrets here. It's
no. It's interesting though, the utility exchange with not necessarily threat to life yet. It's just that, okay, we'll show a little here. Okay, force the ult. Back and forth we go. Now, Durka's not left this spot. He's been pretty much posted up here the entire time. He now knows someone is there. Takes down RB, falls back, but not that far. He still wants to linger around, and this could be in danger though. Has to keep peeling away now.
Boaster keeps his drone so late, and it's always at the time they find contact elsewhere. 10 seconds pass, he invests it, and finds everything they need to on A site. Strikers will get the plant.
Spike planted.
Dört kişi kalmışlar. Niye hala Mystic B'de?
They want to address this flank now. They want bodies back on their side of the site.
Mystic ne yapıyorsun amına koyayım?
To hold on to this.
But look at Fnatic. With that ult popped, you know that already Mystic's
bayağı zaman kaybedecek. Mystic'i flank'e yollayacaklar. Mystic'i bekleyecekler hatta. Ama bayağı zaman kaybedecekler diyecektim ki beklemeden girdiler. Mystic çok geride abi. Ama unutturdu kendini tabii şu an. Bayağı unutturdu. Garanti kill'i var. Aldı Fnatic aldı ele. Alamadı lan. LOL. Zamanı yetmedi. Ben bu eli Mystic'e yazarım. Abi B'de çok bekledi. Çok geç geldi ya. Ay bir de geç geliyorsun. Bari CT'den gel. Takım arkadaşlarımla beraber bence. Yani arkaya gitmesine de gerek yoktu.
It's a scrappy investment of utility it doesn't feel comfortable. When you see around like everyone dies, it's like, well, yeah, they haven't got time, but everybody's got to repurchase. If you're stringing rounds together like that, it never feels good.
No, and the resilience though being shown by Vision Strikers here on map 1, which a lot of us has touted as kind of the not necessarily make or break, but a bit of a tell for how the rest of the series could go. And so far, it looks like a damn good game is about what we're able to take away from this. But I love the ability to see that these guys took that time out to address the issues and come back in and looked incredible. But Durka's going walkabouts and he's lost. So stacks there, beautiful catch, and once again the patience paying off.
I'm not sure this is the adjustment you want to see from Fnatic as well. Like you don't want to see them go again. Res available. What's the value here? Again, Boast has been fantastic with his utility so far, so I'm not sure what the confirmation is there, what exactly is gained by Durka going walkabouts. And now, actually, post-A site aggression, Vision Strikers will drift towards B. Mystic just missing this cross, but now with the Viper's wall invested, no secrets on the way in here.
No. Already Buzz, though. Working the way through. Wall goes up. And actually brilliant spot there from Buzz. Takes Magnum away, which was kind of the man posted up closest to site. So now everyone else is kind of forced to peel away from this. I was looking at the two players kind of hitting that flank coming around and instantly looking a little more sheepish to go for this.
Don't considering the res actually, just thinking better of it. And again, with Stax' ult there, it's difficult for Magnum and Mystic to even contest that coming through again. Completely suppressed, no possibility of mollies or the smoke coming up. There's really not much for them to do at all.
Ne oldu chat? Ben büyü yaptığımdan beri el alamıyor Fnatic. Ne oldu lan Fnatic abilerinize? Ya. Ya böyle speli böyle buradan koydum mu Berlin'den öttürür. Oğlum benim çakralarım açık, auram fena. Abi.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just Durka saying let me try something. I don't know if it was a coach call or
potentially Vision Striker showing the early presence deep on B as opposed to on A.
Bakacağız Fero. Bakacağız Ensar.
We found RB previously. There was no trade there was nobody behind him. Can I find one kill like that? It's a little deeper than I would have liked.
Yeah. Fair enough. Let's see if he goes for it again, though. Man's on a mission to explore, and Buzz now knows it, but he's not on his own here. He's got support. Durka is not on the island alone. Not necessarily shipwrecked just yet. Larkia trying to get that jump peak just to ensure no one's going beyond that line that they've drawn. A bit of denial of information as Durka only showing his presence and attendance once again. But they're willing to fight this one, Vision Strikers. They're not completely sitting back here.
Durka happy to contest it as well. This Fury comes through from pretty deep. Whether or not Durka's going to try and follow up on this. See, Bud's going to have to burn the dash to get out of that.
Instant rotation.
And again, I think Vision Strikers think, hey, that's the guy that's usually solo on A. If he's in position to find range on towards B main, maybe there's an opportunity here, a window of opportunity to find space.
Wall goes up. They still need to be careful just in case someone's ratting away somewhere, but that's not the case at all. And actually Buzz looking to try and get a little cheeky with it. See if he can catch someone out of place, but no one's offering anything up right now. Spike is going to be planted. Wall's there to facilitate, and now Durka looks for that opportunity himself. Once again, no one giving them at this point. Wall now gets broken though. But Durka, look at the HP. 10 is all he's got to play with here.
And 2 snake bites available. Stacks has thrown his nade on.
Mystic de gözüktü. RB vur onu. Nice oğlum. Nice. RB onu da vurdu. Nice oğlum be. Yat yat yat yat yat.
Sekse bakalım. Lan en iyi ağaçları lan. Seks lan, let's go.
Amına koydum bak. Sürekli bana spoiler veriyorsun.
Abi sen sabat bırak.
25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19.
19, 18,
Tamam, doğru.
17.
Ya yeter artık Twitter atmayın ya. Neler oluyor? Ne oluyor? Ne oluyor? Explanation ne diyor baba? This explanation why the cam is illegal. Bakalım.
¿Entendéis? No puedes disparar a la cam, no la puedes romper. Sexo, puede ser, estar. ¿Alguien puede hacer clip de lo que acabo de explicar?
Çok hoş
Y lo pongo en
oğlum.
Twitter.
Ne amına koyayım bu? Sana bir şey diyeyim mi? O maç iptal ha. Haberiniz olsun. Baba o maç iptal. Öyle bir şey yok yani. Adam full kullandı bile o kamerayı ya. Bug abuse abi. Bakalım Riot ne karar verecek.
Utility's dealt with, and actually Magnum will be suppressed there. Actually, he's got to pull right back. There's a little time created on the back of that for them to reset.
Marco. Look at this, Magnum. Oh, the shoulder check just at the right time. Mystic through the wall. Get out of there. Takes out Marco, but while all this happens, the spike is down. Time is favorable to Vision Strikers here. Poster.
The timing on that.
The timing. How has he gone away with this? Larkia gonna take a face forward, but Stax has got his number. Stax is just beating down Boaster right now. And already, yes, the ult's invested. RB plays the game and he wins it. Swings so perfectly. But it stacks now in the 1v2.
Sex koş.
Diffuse now coming in. Mystic does not want to get off this. He's going to try and sit this as best he can.
Nice.
Oh, that
Yok
could
ya,
have been
çözdü.
everything. Durka, though, going to keep this one as even as it could be now. 6.
6-6 güzel güzel gayet iyi. 5-1'den geldi oğlum 6-6'ya.
With how that started to the midway through that half, Vision Strikers pulling back rounds. What an ending here. And actually RB completely challenging just ahead of this lockdown here. Unfortunately goes 2 for 2. Stack's just a little bit disconnected. I'm still conscious of that flank. And like I said, credit to Fnatic's conditioning of making them so paranoid of that.
Yeah, that was a resounding answer back from Vision Strikers, though. It was, what, 5 on the trot for Fnatic, but the answer was loud from Vision Strikers for this first half.
Well, you know, Fnati and Hypox said it there. This doesn't feel like a group stage game. It almost feels like a playoffs knockout stage, but nothing separates these two teams right now.
Not at all, and it felt like Fnatic were going to run away with that first half. Incredible defensive setup there. The double flanks, the triple flank, but to note on those flanks, every time they didn't commit to a double or triple flank, they actually lost the round. They couldn't get a retake. That's when Vision Strikers had their number. So it's almost like Fnatic was like, not a thing that works, gave it up, and then all of a sudden they lost the lead. So 6-6 the half, not too bad.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it absolutely could have been. I was sweating a little bit at the beginning.
Oğuzhan 9. en kutlu olsun. Çok teşekkürler.
You know, for Icebox, that's a little bit concerning for Vision Strikers getting ready to flip sides though. Fnatic
Biliyorum oğlum, tamam, bug'dan dolayı haritayı kaybetmiş saymışlar. Anladık amına koyayım. Onu şeyde de yazıyordu zaten. 99 Giga 6. en kutlu olsun abi. Çok teşekkürler. Çok sağ ol. Maytar 12. en kutlu olsun. Çok teşekkürler. Abi hala açıklamaya falan çalışıyorlar bana.
Okay, I mean, we saw some line-ups, we saw executes that kind of ran around stacks there, but I really quickly.
Lan anladık olayı.
You know, coming into this tournament, a lot of people were really critical of him. I saw a take. I believe this was Platch. I'm gonna call them out again. I believe there was a.
Şu an Riot'u bekliyoruz abi. Riot şey yapacak yani.
Who said that? Who said that?
Açıklama yapacak. Riot'un şu an o maçı iptal etmesi lazım. Veya karşı takıma vermesi lazım. Bug'dan dolayı Asen de vermesi lazım.
He would even commit after his presence was detected. He would commit to the gunfights, sure that his positioning was the valuable and the most dominant positioning.
Burada tam olarak yazıyor. Band kamera spot kullanıldı diyor Wtcn tarafından. Bundan önce ilk son Giants maçında aynı olay oldu ve forfeitlendi, karşı takıma verildi diyor. Aynı kamera kullanıldığı için.
Yeah, and I would like to say, just I guess a little bit of in defense maybe of my colleagues, if it was Platchat who said that. Being the worst duelist in this group of death is not.
Kamerayı bu taraftan kırabiliyorsun, buradan kıramıyorsun. Öyle bir sıkıntısı var. Ama bak buradan görüyor burayı.
He's definitely not the worst. He's putting up some fantastic numbers so far.
Well, let's see if he can carry on doing that into the second half. Back to you, Pansy and Hypo.
Let's get back into things.
Abi sen iyice anlamadın. Bug'lı kamera atmış, kırılıyormuş. Abi orada yazıyor orada. Üstte yazıyor. Oraya yok abi. Abi dur bak, bir daha bak abi linke.
Yeah, and I'm glad that that's did touch on Durka, because this is the one that eyes on now on attack to cause some problems for Vision Strikers. In information garner, you can see the adjustment here straight away on the back of that information from Stacks. And I think not pushing through just yet. Being conscious of mid-aggression on the back of that, or at least trying to catch a rotation maybe, because I think they've anticipated exactly the same thing. Looks like an audible will be called, and
ay gördü mü?
Gördü galiba. Two sets of legs crossing there.
There's the rotation.
Map'te çıktı galiba.
So that's exactly the case. They've responded pretty swiftly to this.
No damage traded off just yet. 45 seconds left on the clock. Fnatic stacked up towards B main.
Ben yolladım evrenden Berlin'e.
Will confirm what they already believe. Molly will buy a little bit of time. Snakebite will force off default. Get a deeper wall this time around from Doma.
Really nice. Look at Fnatic are pushing deep CT. Look at this fight already.
Nice oğlum.
But it looks like Buzz was
Bir tane daha.
a little bit aware. Mystic the next maybe on the chopping
Ay,
block,
üç
but
kişi.
Buzz trying to do the
Oy!
get out of dodge. He still stays alive.
Güzel bir
They
oy,
go
çok
to
iyi
win
be.
him. Stacks down next in line. They still gonna thrive against Mystic.
Kır artık şu
Without
buzu,
just
kır.
Homer, and it's all falling to pieces.
Helal.
Wow.
Madenci
What
gibi
a way to
çalıştı orada.
handle Fnatic's pressure.
I love that little set piece from Fnatic. Honestly, that first kill, Buzz onto Durka, is probably the whole thing that shuts that entire round down. And again, Stacks desperate
Abi WoW zamanından senin meşhur tostların vardı. Thanos salemlerin vardı. İşte bir ara Fein denenmez. Abi Fein oynamak istiyorum zaten. Bizimkilerle ama işte Champions var. Champions'tan sonra var.
These are the sorts of things you want to see when the early and mid round is so
Ay,
passive.
kulak gene cızır
And
cızır.
neither team wants to give away that first blood. Neither team wants to give away the opening. That sort of thing from Fnatic. I think if they can continue that trend.
Asaf bunu bana siz zorladınız. Bunu siz istediniz. Benle taşak geçtiniz. Vision Strikers alıyor şu an aynen abi falan diye. Böyle büyüyü çakarlar.
Go on, Durka.
Good, Durka. No, I'm not. Do you know what? Prove me wrong. I'm down to be proven wrong. Not a bad start for the young Finn.
Tabii.
Solid.
Oğlum ben Hogwarts'ta
This
okudum
should
ama
be,
bakayım.
as we always say, clean for Vision Strikers. That we look at, keeping as many players alive.
Oğlum bu şerif çok güzel ya.
Exactly the case. They've done exceedingly well here. No overstepping, no giving away. Yes,
çok şık duruyor amına koyayım.
There could be something. Keep in mind. It's been dealt with. Lovely work from Vision Strikers. Clean as you like. 4 alive. Not too many threats building. Never looked like they broke a sweat.
Hogwarts 2. sınıf terk. Hayırdır? Bizzat Profesör Snape'den özel ders aldık. Amına koyayım ha?
And again, the setup actually the Viper utility making it pretty awkward for
The April 24. ayın kutlu Dikarna 24 aydır. Hoş geldiniz. Çok teşekkürler. Çok sağ olun.
Whether or not Vision Strikers make any attempt to capitalize on these SMGs, it's not looking as if that's the case right now. And again, I look towards Buzz and see his positioning. Might just play close contact here alongside Stacks.
36, 35, 34.
33,
Doğru muyum?
evet doğrusun.
Tamam. Ben yine de geç
Tamız.
tepkiyim de.
Tamız tam.
Just, I mean, actually, almost
Peki bakalım tam mıyız abi?
Vision Strikers not going to show their hand.
No, and it's not a massive assumption, is it? You've got Spectres across the board.
Like I said, yeah, but they want to close the distance ultimately.
Yep, it's not a bad shout. And if anything, you just hold the depot a little longer. Keep in mind you could be coming up against a stack, something a little, out of the ordinary. If you're trying to convert a Spectre round, don't mind it.
I mean, the thing is here, again, Stacks and Lackey benefit off this 30-second lull almost because their utilities on cooldown. Again, if anything...
Yani bu bonus round bunu verilebilir ama olabildiğince kill alırsa Vision Strikers hoş olur. Like this.
Nice luck ya. Nasıl okunuyor bunun?
Like ya.
Yeah, it must be nice to be able to get away with that sort of
pronunciation kötü ya.
Onu da vurdu. Nice oğlum.
Nice
be.
But so does Magnum, still good for 2.
3 ve 3.
Looking for another victim. I think you just saw a pixel out of place.
Bak deli oynuyor. Deli etti kendini bak.
I think it was a headshot in the end somehow. But how is Buzz still here? Getting away with murder. But finally catches the case himself. As now it's just down to
Mako'yu izle. Gördü.
Bir tane vursa kafi ya.
Enti oğlum. Sıkıntı yok. 2 tane killimiz var. 3 de yaralımız var abi. Armorlarını da fulllemek zorundalar onlar şimdi. Tabii ekonomik zarar. Şegri mi daha üst bir düzey büyücü, sen mi Fero? Şegri benim bir alt dönemimde okudu o da. O da iyidir. O da iyidir. Bir dönem fark var aramızda. Monsieur Kegri.
Not an awful lot left in terms of finances behind this. No way. Not again.
Çok güzel oğlum. Çok güzel oğlum. Mistik var ya kudurdu. Mental damage yedi amına koyayım.
It's the smoker. It's the one.
Ay ağızlarına andı.
This is horrible. This is really horrible for Fnatic, but for Vision Strikers, you know they're grinning on this one internally, just knowing they've done it. And RB wants to just really make it hurt. Take that space. It's going to be relatively clear.
Bak sen cidden anlamadın.
Lingering around a little longer. But the second he could press that corner, hey, they ain't here.
Üstte yazıyor üstte. Orayı oku anlayacaksın.
So what's left for Fnatic to make use of here? Still don't have Doma's wall. Both will dart backside, but nothing really confirmed on the back of that other than it being destroyed. Slow and approach once again. Fnatic have to be so cautious here without the use of smokes or anything on the way.
Olacak mı Onamir? Yeni sezonda başka oyuncular da olacak. Doma öldün Doma. Helal oğlum harbi. Bostur'a taşa. İzli bu. Ne yapacaklar? Koruyacaklar mecbur. Para yok.
From Lakia, showing such great diligence playing through. At the moment, though, just keeping the rifles is the name of the game, and it becomes a money game at this point. You want to try and keep that purchase.
Abi onun gelmesi için de bir özel bir rica edebilir miyim? Parası. Ah be abi.
Allah.
Joker. Abi.
Ya bu emotional ama kötü ya.
Aşk büyüsü yapmıyorum. Sadece böyle kader büyüleri. Takımların kaderiyle oynama. Kendi takımı işlemiyor oğlum. Kendi takımı işlemiyor.
Oh lan Sami!
Asiktir lan Sami.
Oğlum üzülme lan kan.
Abi olur bilendim sana Vision Strikers'ı destekleme amına koyayım sikmeyeyim ben. Destekleyeceğim. Eggo teşekkür ederim 50 lira bağışın için.
Yeah, and just for those playing along at home, tech pause coming in is for, I think, a monitor. So hopefully it doesn't take too long at worst. Switch it out. So I feel like this is starting to worry me, though. Because Fnatic have yet to address the initial issue, right, that they've been in. And now Vision Strikers have got a good gap between it, and we've already shown and we already know the Vision Strikers can adjust well. They can identify as there is a problem and they can adjust to it. We saw that in the first half. We saw it in abundance. Now, to me, though, I'm worried that the Reigns are going to be too far away from Fnatic to regain this pace.
Do you know what I don't see on their attacking side is that comfort. You can't see the checklist. You can't see the protocols that Fnatic go through. It's like they believe something, they confirm it with utility or with a push through to one side of the map. You don't see any of that here. It's because they're drifting back and forth a little bit. This default slowly pushing towards A.
Sami neredesin sen?
It's just not a lot gained on the
Sami
Waka.
Lucky are finding freebies. Like I said, you can't really avoid that, but where's the contingency behind that? Like I said, on defense, it's a list that happens. It's sequential for Fnatic when they take a contact, Boaster drifts back towards rafters, he'll play shock darts, he'll maybe buy an extra 3 to 5 seconds on that rotation. You don't see any of that right now for Fnatic on attack.
Yeah, for me, I just look at the overall concept in my mind. I feel like Vision Strikers have kind of kept an incredibly high level.
Yok abi neredesin sanırım
geldim. Right, like I think even coming to this event, people are thinking they're still on an upward trajectory. They're still doing exceedingly well. They never quite had the same.
Kokuyor amına, kolonya kokuyor ağzın.
Ağzı uyku kokuyor değil mi? Iy.
Ağzı alkol kokuyor amına koyayım.
İlkokulda bir tane Emre diye bir çocuk vardı. Sürekli ağzı kokardı ya böyle. Uyku kokardı ağzı.
İzliyorsa çocuk şu an üzüldü ya.
Bildim onu.
Ya ne üzüldü amına koyayım, sürekli bir de osururdu amına koyayım derslerde ya.
O da artık yani iğrençlikmiş be abi. O da oha ya.
But the question is, do they have that yet? If they've had to reinvent themselves. Now, this is what I was saying about Vision Strikers.
Malatya'nın adı Nedim.
Upward trajectory, still looking good, solid enough and believing in the plan, right? They know what they're up to. They look confident enough to bring it back even after being down 5 rounds.
Çok kötüydü abi, çok kötüydü. Hep salardı derslerde ya. Bir de beslenme saatinde sürekli yumurta yerdi. Ya nerede böyle şey var? Pis kokacak şey varsa onu yapardı ya.
Benim hiç beslenme çantam olmadı lan.
Aa lan benim de olmadı lan kanka.
Benim oldu. Benim oldu.
Benim harbiden hiç olmadı.
Beslenme çantamı açardım. Çikolatalı ekmeğimi yerdim.
Benim de şeydi lan Ferit.
Elma.
Su koyma yeri vardı ya bir çantalarda böyle.
Soluk
anladın mı?
dediğimiz.
Evet.
Ha. Oranın bir tarafında su duruyordu, öbür tarafında bir tane muzun bir tane elmam duruyordu.
Ne güzel.
Hep muzla elmamı yerdim ben.
Muz elma kafi zaten.
Tabi. Zaten ne kadar avuç kadar midem var o zaman amına koyayım. Daha ne yiyeceğim?
Aynen, simit ayran kombosu da efsaneydi.
Simit vişne suyu ananı sikeyim.
Hayır. Bak
Midesi
en
spazmı
büyük,
kanka.
bak en büyük komboyu söylüyorum. Simit, ayran ve acılı Doritos. Şakasız dünyanın en iyi kombosuydu bu arada.
Pekva 50 lira daha, chatten sövemiyorum, buradan giydiriyorum. Helal et reisin. Helal olsun kardeşim, bir sıkıntı yok. Helal oğlum, bas.
Nice lan boss.
It looks like no quick springboard off the back of this coming out for Fnati, but look at that mid control. You said they want to try and explore this, and all they found is Lark here is damn good at what he does. This top mid takes down one. Rez comes out, so is still in a 4v4. But look at the space they've garnered. We
Gold
need
Balls
Magnum
meyve
to
suyu
deliver.
ananı
He's seen the barrel of the gun.
Oh.
All the way.
Nice lan Mako.
He's made an absolute meal
Aa
of it.
değil, nice
And that's
Mako,
gonna
nice
come
Mako,
back to
helal.
haunt
Bu
you.
map
That
bitti
could
şu an,
be
biliyorsunuz
maybe
değil mi?
swing factor in
Şu
this
an
round,
bitti.
but now, though, it's gonna be Doma.
Ne oluyor?
Going dirty off the
Doma?
bump and over. Finds two,
Bitmemiş de
but
olabilir.
Marco under the gun now. 30 HP. He's gonna have to try and find both. Close that gap somehow.
Domaltı esprisi yapılmadan yapayım mı ben?
Hayır.
Tamam.
Tam bu aralar mizahın beni üzüyor.
Abi ben kendi kendimi üzüyorum zaten ya. Onun için dert değil.
Allah Sami, hiç üzülmedim lan.
I can hear it behind me.
Samim,
Look, if you
hepsi
look at
geçecek,
individuals
Samim,
start finding a bit of
Samim.
confidence, Doma is one of them as well.
Rahat hepsi geçecek kanka.
As soon as he gets a couple of these rounds under his belt, and look at this, the confidence play over the top here. Beautiful stuff.
When I look at Doma as well, he's just that berserker player, right? Just cleaves them down.
Nice Doma.
And you want that though from him. You want that in that player to start feeling like he can take those fights. Let's now swing it to the other side though. Buzz has the big one out.
Hey, I mean, I was talking about now with some of these rounds where Fnatic have to, overcome completely new obstacles. Throw an operator in the mix for good measure.
Yılbaşında ağaç mı yapacakmışız?
Bladestorm available as well.
Ağaç yapmak ne
Yeah, I
ya?
guess just
Onu solo yapacağım ya. Yılbaşı ama yayını yapalım hep beraber, toplanalım. Tombol oynayalım lan Burak.
Ya aynen
Fnatic
abi.
has 5 stacked up towards A right now, and looking as close to an all-in pieces you could probably expect here. Mystic one away from the ult, Magnum one away from his ult as well.
Kesin yapılır.
Aynen Şizo.
Pieces of
Tombala aynen şizo. Ya çok.
Oğlum bak ben bu arada ciddiyim, taşak geçmiyorum. Bir dakika tamam, sorumu soruyorum.
Buzz kept on it
Sami
for the time
Salah.
being as well. Has to
Aşını oldun mu?
Mesela neden
Kes
salak?
sesini, aşını oldun mu?
Salaksın aşı oldun mu?
Olmadı.
İşte bu yüzden
Çünkü
salaksın
günü
amına
gel-
koyayım.
Tamam da günü gelmedi amına koyayım. Gün gelmeden nasıl
Lan
olayım ki?
siktir git, nasıl günü gelmedi? 5 ay geçti
Vallahi
amına koyayım
gelmedi.
ilkini
5
olalı.
ay geçti doğru.
Oha amına koyayım, abartın.
Kaç gün geçti? Doğruyu söyle bak. Kaç gün geçti?
Lan 17 gün oldu da amına koyayım aşı olalı.
İmkanı yok.
Ne?
Amına
İmkanı yok.
Bakacağım bekle. Ayın altında benim şeyim. Aşım.
Bir ay olmuş.
Başında, yayının başında diyor ya
They have a
amına
stranglehold on A side
Opa,
right now with that
bağışlayacağız
Viper's
dedi.
pit.
Aa lan.
Everything Vision Strikers don't even want to play the game.
Really mate, 250 lira abi, biz VS'den devam ya Kekvi. Tabii.
Doğru.
Baba çok teşekkürler 250 lira başın için. Umarım düzenli olarak yayınlarını takip edebilirim artık yayın hakkı. Bilal'cim çok teşekkürler. Hoş geldin.
25 Ekim'de olmuşum, 23 Kasım'da 6 Aralık arasında olmam gerekiyormuş işte. Var da amına koyayım.
Bak.
Tamam, 6 Aralık'a kadar sürem var yani. Düşündüğünde.
Ve zamanı gelmedi diyor ya.
Zamanı gelmiş, biraz geçmiş.
Git olla, git ol.
Ya olacağım Ferit. Ama vakit yok abi olmaya.
Bak vakit yok falan diyor bir de ya. Ne işin var abi?
Abi şimdi sabahları yayın aç, onu yap, bunu yap falan pişman.
Onu yap bunu yap kısmını
Bak
açar.
onu yap, bunu yap, hiçbir şey yok.
Evet, o hiçbir şey. Ya onlar onu yap,
Yaklaş
bunu
onlar
yap.
uykuş.
Uykuş, kakiş, kahve içmek.
Alkol, etil alkol.
Etil alkol.
Never really a play for the extremities on the side.
Abi ben hepinizin uçak biletini alacağım. Bir gün belirleyeceğiz. Bugün yapacağız. Cizo gelir mi? Cizo'nun geleceğini hiç zannetmiyorum ama.
Aynen kesin.
Sen gelmez.
Eğer okey derse
Off stream
Cizo'ya
olursa
da
belki
alıyorum.
Kek bir atıyor bak. Kek bir atıyor mal.
Biletler benden, aynen öyle. Bütün masraflarınız benden. Yedireceğim, içireceğim, sıçırtacağım. Daha ne yapayım size lan? Eğlendireceğim.
Sıçamıyorum ben onu sikeyim.
Kim sıçamıyor lan?
Burak.
Niye Burak?
Hop hop.
Kabız mı oldun?
Derdo.
Kolonoskopi olacak biliyor musun? Hatırlıyor musun? Bu kolonoskopiyle taşak geçiyordu.
Götten.
Götten
Gerçekten mi lan Burak?
Abi galiba bu gerçekten ya.
Ah be abi. Oğlum olama ha.
Abi olacağım
Önemli
mecbur yapacak bir şey yok. Belki hoşuma gider.
Gülmeyin chat. Gülünecek bir şey yok.
Herkes
Sağlık
götten
sağlık.
yiyebilir.
Abi ben de gülüyordum. Bak başıma geldi. Ben de gülüyordum. Yaklaşık hatırla 2 ay
Cizo,
önceydi.
sen zaten İstanbul'da bir parti, bir organizasyon, bir event görmeye dur. Direkt İstanbul'dasın amına koyayım. Direkt yani. La otur evinde oyununu oyna. Turnuvalar yaklaşıyor. Adam turne yapıyor ya sürekli. Ne zaman baksam İstanbul'da adam. Benden daha çok geziyor lan İstanbul'u.
I'm liking what we're seeing here already.
Is that 4 confirmed on the back of that? I think
It's got to be. Look how close they were towards
Makarası abi.
Buzz still going to be sitting around though over towards Yellow. You're going to see him trying to play this out. What can he get done with that up? It's finally in play. Maybe this is his moment to do something to deny Fnatic, to try and take this scoreline away from them again. He's still alive. He's still got a pixel to play.
Vurdu bir tane vurdu.
Vurur mu lan? Ne olursun lan? 2 tane vursun. Ananı sikeyim.
Niye kaçtı ya? Vururdu bir tane. Kritik round ha 9-9. Dur chat, fokus maç.
I'm just waiting for this toxin to build back up, give them a bigger window of opportunity. Again, just about now, as they do deal with, so nobody going to be suppressed here, so wall goes up, will force their way through. A deeper wall once again from Doma.
30 seconds left.
Nothing really here in terms of pressure towards this plant on the side of Vision Strikers.
And Buzz has been denied so much at this point.
Aç var bir şey, ekrana yeni baktım amına koyayım. Nasıl?
Lovely to watch. They've really made him just completely lost in this.
Bu havalar niye birden soğudu ya kanka?
Burak maçsın.
Maçım.
Retake coming out for Vision Strikers. This time they look like they want to commit to this one. And away we go. Buzz first man in.
Buzz nereye bakıyor ya?
Ya alo.
Amına koyayım ne oluyor derken hop. Onunu
sikeyim.
Dur tabii büyünün efekti geçti dur.
Makara yaptık ya.
Yoğunlaşıyorum.
Kesting.
Maybe get a little fire building. No, look at this fight back. Durka and Doma swinging out together, making it so difficult. This guy has zero fear.
Bureli kardeşlerim.
And again, it must feel so good after how these last few rounds have gone to get around like that again. Get a big confidence builder back in the Fnatic camp.
And they know they've broken the money. That's the huge
Ekran tükürmen lazımdı abi.
They've broken the economy of Vision Strikers. This should be 11 on the board for Fnatic. And this has been mind games galore.
Bir delay'li gider 1-2 round. 1-2 round verir maksimum. Ondan sonra sıkıntı yok.
For now though, Fnatic leading towards that A site. 3 players stacked up towards middle though for Vision Strikers, maybe looking to get on those back lines pretty quickly.
Maybe on the back of confirmation of presence here. Yeah, as soon as the owl drone comes through, you can see that creep towards mid. But alarm bot.
1-2 round verme lüksümüz var abi. Sıkıntı yok. Sağlam büyü yaptım bu sefer. Kilit yani.
Playing underneath belt as well. Magnum actually going to open things up once again. Stacks will fall. Buzz actually two headshots.
So hot. Çok seksi vuruşlardı.
does, just light years
Ona
ahead
da
of them.
vursaydı ya bir tane.
But still, the issue is there's 3 rifles here. We've got plenty still to play with, but he has at least slowed the roll, right? Like, they forced Fnatic to pull back for a
Çok
second.
hızlı yanıt verdi. Yok. Bu o yanıt değil de bu hala eski büyünün efekti. Baksana abi. Ulan sen de onu vursan. Aha oğlum 1v1 lan. Resi var resi.
Pause there against Stacks, 11 HP, no chance of him pushing through, but there's 10 seconds left here.
4'yi kaldırdı. 10 saniye lan.
Ne kral süre?
Aha. Yere düştü bomba. Kaç. Kaç yapma.
No way, man.
Kaçsana ya.
What? Again, I don't understand why Stacks isn't just bailing, getting the hell out of dodge there. Wow. There's a second where I think, oh my, don't wall off for the res. What are you doing? There's only 10 seconds left. Fnatic claw their way back into this round. Mystic, again, seemingly on the best lurk actually that Fnatic have found. And shutting that one down.
He knows.
Yeah.
Absolutely knows it. That's a gutting
Olsun olsun moral bozmak yok hadi.
It's tough again.
You're in the moment. You don't think clearly. There's so much pressure on the stage between these two.
Standing ahead.
But that is going to be one that stings because they could have genuinely turned that round. There was 2 opportunities, I'd say, wholeheartedly in their favor. But back in we go. We have the buy coming out for both sides. And looking at the ult economy, something we haven't really even lent towards here. It's just been cycling through. Neither really thriving in this round anyway. But let's see what Fnatic have up the sleeve. And Efficient Strikers can just finally shut them down for a second now.
Yeah. Just caught, it's not a bug. Mystic is in spawn. All the way at the top of the ramp, so...
trying to, I don't know, Skyrim Horse out of the map.
Yeah, just to catch this flank, and which makes me think actually the Hunter's Fury is going to be relied upon here in this post plant. If Fnatic can find right here access to a site. Not liking what they saw initially. RB's got himself into a tricky little spot here in mid as well, but not spotting the cross. Fnatic once again looked real problems with that recon bolt for a moment.
They have peeled players away though. They did lean back towards me for a second. But yeah,
duyuyor. RB duyuyor. Infoyu aldı. Verdi infoyu. Dön artık A'dan. Çok güzel oğlum. Çok güzel kill. Hadi oğlum.
By now the B site is going to be the destination for Fnatic. And Marco has been here patiently 13 seconds. He's a late round hit. RB takes away as much of the wall as he can. Wants to try and punish all the way out. Can't catch too much. A little bit of chip damage.
Onu vur. Ya Derke gene bir kill aldı amına koyayım.
As Marco desperately wanted to grab him back down.
Bak o Killjoy lurkleyecek. Nice, nice. Bu kadar, bu kadar. Tertemiz, bu kadar. İşte bu kadar. Şimdi arkanıza yaslanın, DS'i izleyin.
Obviously late round adjustment, but they definitely kind of switched up towards that B piece.
Look here again. Do have a comfortable purchase behind this one on the side of Fnatic. Even with Boaster yet to buy a weapon. Viper's Pit available for Marco. He's going to invest that here to allow Vision Strikers to lean.
VS'yi tutuyoruz abi. Emre Bey. Benim de aklım yalçın amına koyayım. Arancım teşekkür ederim olsun. Reciper 12. ayın olsun, çok teşekkürler.
Actually, Fnatic might just force their way through here. The Viper wall invested already.
Scanning ahead.
Close to going through the motions, but ooh, Marco.
That's a nice start. Nearly gets him wallbang.
Is he investing? Oh, he is. Okay, so this is still being contested enough for now, but forced to back away.
It gives them full control of default. Again, the snake bite will keep them off the plant for the time being, or at least pushing through towards it.
They've still got 50 seconds if they want to toy with other concepts, but
there's no control elsewhere though. That's the
true.
problem if Fnatic do drift away from B.
Duydu.
We have seen Fnatic as well push CT. Keep in mind, they have been happy to kind of push down to the buzzers, but that wall going to keep them locked in for now.
Uçak nereye gitti amına koyayım?
Not necessarily thought, but ult. As Marco's still going to be a problem to try and
Lan,
clear out of this
Mako.
corner. 25 seconds. Ult gets popped. He's forced to back away, and there's that CT swing again. Mystic this time does
Ne
find
yapsın ki
Marco.
bu çocuk ya?
Booster, watch Buzz out of the air. And now Stacks and RB faced with a really improbable scenario. RB trying to do unthinkable things, but it's just Stacks.
What is this round?
I don't know. It's in. I'll leave you to break this one down unless Stacks can somehow dismantle Fnatic. It's looking very unlikely as he's trying to find a little bit of safety for a second and dip away and see if that rifle will stay within his clutch.
Fnatic literally paused for 20
Abi dur belki dileğiyle gidiyordur ya. Anca Berlin uzak yer.
Hindering them in terms of kind of countering that Viper's pit, but I don't know what happened off screen there, but it seemed like just with the flip of a switch, straight away Fnatic forced through. They find Marco so quickly on the back of that. The Hunter's Fury all the way to back spawn. Again, creates this kind of pocket of pressure where Fnatic are able to push through to spawn once again. I'm not sure how that fell apart for Vision Strikers. It looked like, honestly, Fnatic were misplaying by staying that long behind it.
It's 12 though. 12 now for Fnatic. But it just feels like Vision Strikers are constantly so close to finding the answer. But I wonder what the money's like for Vision Strikers. These rounds have been rough.
Yeah.
Daha maç bitmedi hadi oğlum 12 an.
See, this is Mystic. It's the recon bolt again that finds Marco. That's so unfortunate. Again, the problem being with the Viper's Pit, if you can't effectively deal with all that utility, the drone, the bolt, obviously if you're playing outside the ult and just trying to tick it over and make sure that it stays up. Rifles across the board for Vision Strikers.
Some utility missing though.
Yeah, a couple of gaps in terms of the utility.
Armor as well for Lakia.
Here.
Fnatic slow in approach once again, and now I think actually it leans back Mystic bravely. Walked mid once again. We'll find RB as well.
Nice oğlum.
Buzz though.
Beş mi attı o?
Pressure on this man's shoulders if he does want to
Tabii
stay
deşi yok.
around this sort of
Güzel.
spot. Keep that map control in his favor.
Pisliğin 10 canı var.
Stacks knows that he's getting more and more isolated here. This map's looking a little diced up, doesn't it?
Aman oraya dikkat. Like'e uyuma.
Is completely unaware. Audio cue will be heard.
Lan vur bari.
Oh, the turn of events as Stacks does get Mystic, and now the turn from Fnatic. Looking right back around. Maybe just to the back of Magnum being pushed up towards middle, he can punish the rotations.
Tamam, Killjoy'un da infosunu biliyorlar.
Passage towards the A site, and it's all because of Magnum's positioning right now. He's keeping them all locked in.
This is actually devastating for Vision Strikers because Magnum's here. Again, if he can just find what he spotted out pretty early on.
Time.
Ahead of this plant. And again, you're absolutely right. He's going to try
Güzel. 3 ve 2.
Like he was desperately trying to get back to the pack, but now it puts it down to 2. Durka and Boaster. The brains and brawn of Fnatic. Boaster though takes the swing, takes the life of Buzz. Once
nice
another get his Stacks denies. And now
Durka de tehlikeli çar ha.
Of the side, the muscle trying to find one. Vision Strikers clawing onto this round as best they can, but he's found a copy, a little bit of safety.
Eyvah.
You wouldn't expect it. Durka's found him, and now the 1v1. Durka's got him. Dead to rights, clutches it out.
Wow. That man again, he was heating up through that map. He comes up huge there in the clutch for Fnatic and closes out. Again, that felt so exhausting on both team sides there. Almost a war of attrition here on Icebox, but Fnatic closed things out. And I gotta say, once they kind of stabilized, found their footing on attack, it looked so much better after that timeout, Lauren.
Ulan o 3. sınıfı okuyacaktım amına koyayım ya.
Beautiful game that was. Let's look at this Red Bull clutch again, because I love this from Durka. That composure, that kind of like classic Finnish approach, right? You know what I mean? Never gets flustered, looks totally calm in these moments, and then there's that just eruption